immigration questions. I did a live the other day and I got a lot of good responses. A lot of people wanted to have me kind of bring them up on screen and talk about their cases. So I'm going to try to see if I can do that for you guys as well. So if you want to join and talk to me, I'm going to try to give people 5 to 10 minutes. We'll do this for like the next maybe half an hour to an hour, see how it goes. And you can join and ask your questions live. One of the reasons I do these lives is because a lot of people message me saying, I just have one question. Can I ask you one question? Can I ask you about my case? Can I ask you about my immigration problem? And a lot of times I'm like, hey, I'm just really busy during the weekdays, but maybe I can try to answer your questions and so forth. So if you want to join, we could speak. You could ask me your question, and I can try to answer it. I can't give legal advice as a lawyer. It's really hard to give legal advice on TikTok. So I can kind of do what maybe doctors do, where they talk generally about something. But if people want to join, I can try to have them join. Let me see, Fatima or Fatim Lee. Have you seen a lot of VAWA applicants being denied regarding entry with valid inspection? No. What I do know is that a lot of VAWA cases are being scheduled for interview or getting harder. And one of the problems is that, the government does not believe that you entered into your marriage in good faith. So that is something to be aware of, and that's a problem. Can you take my case? I live in Idaho. Yeah, I actually have clients all across the United States. It's possible. So, for those of you guys watching, immigration law in the United States is known as federal law. So, for example, everybody has to deal with the same IRS tax issues, whether they live in New York or they live in another place. There may be some nuances, small changes, and differences. But generally speaking, it's all going to be, very much the same or similar. So yeah, I can definitely take your cases. I do have clients with mandamus cases, which are federal litigation cases. I have clients for VAVA, adjustment of status on marriage, other cases all throughout the USA. All right, so I'll try to answer more questions. How long does the I-90 take? Pretty quick. I mean, like maybe, quick is relative to what I have been seeing. Maybe you might be like 6 months to 1 year. Um, Sometimes it could be a lot faster as well, and so forth. Okay, so I'm also live on YouTube. So, hey guys, hi there, YouTube. The YouTube is DNIS Law. It's the law firm that I work in, and I'm a partner in that law firm. I'm the S, I'm the Salim in the S. So, hello to YouTube. If you guys have questions, you can ask there as well. Look at my picture. I don't know. Okay. Can I bring my wife on a visit visa? Yeah, it's possible. I mean, but really just try to bring her on, a marriage-based visa. It's going to be probably easier. They may deny it. How can I expedite my family's I-130? You can make a request to USCIS and let them know about what exactly is happening, with the delay and how it's causing you some sort of hardship. Can you talk about immigrant visa designated processing post? Yeah, so this actually just came out, guys, recently. I want to share this. So some of you guys are watching internationally. I'm just going to read what the latest news is about the visa requirements. So when you apply for a visa, you're going to have your interview scheduled. All right. So now, Department of State just issued guidance saying that, there's a residence requirement. Applicants must be able to demonstrate residence in the country where they are applying if the place of application is based on their residency. So generally speaking, people were trying to go to another embassy that might be faster, like you're trying to go to UAE, you're trying to go to another place, and a lot of times, it's not possible because It's hard to get a visa there, but sometimes people do get some sort of visa, and even if they get the visa, it's very hard for them to, um, stay there for a long period of time. So generally speaking, you have to demonstrate residence in the country where they're applying. So if you're on some sort of work visa, I don't know if that's going to necessarily work anymore. And that's perhaps most important for people trying to do visit visas. Like, let's say it's such a long wait time to get a visit visa to the USA from, let's say, Islamabad. So you're gonna now try to go to, okay, I'll just go to Saudi Arabia because I could get an easy, some sort of visa there. But now they won't let you do that. So that's just something to be aware of. A lot of clients are upset about that because they're like, oh my God, my country, the embassy is so terrible. It's how am I gonna get a visa scheduled there? Even other countries, for example. I have a lot of Afghan people from Afghanistan who want to go to UAE, and they want to basically get their interview scheduled, in Oman or some other country. And now they're saying, nope, they're not going to be able to do that. And they're like, well, no, I have no embassy in Afghanistan. Where do I go? So they're going to say, okay, you have to go to Islamabad in Pakistan. That's going to be the one for you. And yeah, that's just something to be aware of. Okay, guys, so hopefully that helps. Let me look at some other questions. Mirza, how can I make a phone appointment? You can call our office. The number is in my profile, and you can schedule a time. If you guys are watching, share this, like it, give me a follow. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to do a lot more lives because I get so many people asking questions saying, hey, I can't afford a lawyer. I just have one, I just have one question. So maybe this is their chance to kind of ask their questions and get guidance. A lot of people are doing their cases themselves. Immigration attorneys are really expensive. I understand that. I mean, I charge to basically set up a time to review the case. And, for many people, right now in America, $150, $175, or even $200 is a lot of money, you know, and I respect that. People have to hustle, they have to grind, they have to pay bills. And the last thing you want to do is just pay a lawyer and feel like, you know what, I didn't really get anything of value. So I will try to do more of these to kind of give back and give people an opportunity to talk to them and give information. It's hard for me to give legal advice, on TikTok Live. I just can't do that, but I could, give information. Here's a good question. Arusha, sister says, my husband's case is refused and they put in administrative processing. How long is it going to take? I have done over 100 administrative processing lawsuits in the last 2 years. People from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Egypt, Somalia, Iraq, Ghana, Nigeria. And I have seen that it could take, 4 months to clear, 6 months, sometimes over a year. I did a lawsuit on a fiance visa case that we fought in court. We were doing, we had a motion that we basically won. The government was still trying to go forward and keep the case into administrative processing. We spent 6 months fighting, and after 6 months, the government finally gave my, Pakistani client the fiance visa to come into the United States. So that case was a year and a half in administrative processing. So it could take a long time, sister. I'm just doing a case right now. This Pakistani sister just hired me. Her husband's case is 15 months in administrative processing. No real reason why. They have done everything. They did inquiries. They contacted their congressman. There's just no real reason or anything like that. All right, Barbara Simpson's asking on YouTube, how long is the I-130 visa taking nowadays? I did this yesterday, last night in my live, and I have the tabs saved so I can show you guys, what the processing times are for all of these cases. So Barbara, if you're still watching, here, I'll show it to you and kind of explain to you what it is. The processing time, this is all publicly available on the USCIS website. It's 17 months, for an I-130 to get approved in the United States. Okay, so what does that mean? It's going to take 17 months to get approved in America. Then it's going to go to the embassy overseas, and the embassy could be faster. Islamabad's really fast compared to other countries, like compared to maybe like UAE. But I mean, then again, Islamabad, Pakistan is not fast compared to Saudi Arabia, But now with the new rules, you can't just say I want to go to Saudi Arabia and have my interview there. You can't just say I want to go to London and have my interview there. If you have to show some residency. So there are some embassies that take a really long time. And then so that the next step for you guys is going to be, what is the visa processing time? Okay, now there are some, like I said, there's some embassies that are really, really fast, and there's some that are slow. Okay, and I'll give you an example of an embassy of two embassies that are kind of slow. Lagos, Nigeria. So for my Nigerian brothers and sisters, if you file an I-130 right now, it's gonna take. They're working on cases from May of 2024. Here, I'll show you guys. For my brothers in Ghana, brothers and sisters in Ghana, Accra, even worse than Nigeria. Look, August of 2023, so that's just bad. All right, let me try to see if I can. There's a couple of people asking. Let's take a couple, and I'm gonna give you guys 5 to 10 minutes. You're gonna be really quick. You can't just go on and on. Otherwise, I'm gonna say, hey man, you gotta wrap it up. Okay. So let's see. All right, Navi, what's good? What's your question,
How are you doing,
Navi?
sir?
Hey, I'm good. What's your question? What's happening, Navi?
Yes, sir. So I entered without inspection back then, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I filed asylum and it's pending. Then I married to U.S. citizen and file I-130. It's get approved. Then case put on administration closure.
Mm-hmm.
Then file a 601A waiver, which is approved too.
Okay.
And now I'm documentary qualified for 9 months and my case is terminated. Asylum. How long is India Mumbai taking to
Okay.
schedule the interviews?
Yeah, that I was actually looking at that right now. But all right, they're pretty quick. Look,
Yeah,
Mumbai,
but this
India.
I'm looking this too, but that doesn't make any sense. I'm documentary qualified 9 months.
So they didn't schedule it yet?
Nope.
Is it because you are here in the United States and your 601 has to be transferred? Did you talk to your lawyer? Because
Yeah,
on a
it's already
601A, they have to notify the embassy that, hey, look, this person has a 601A approved. You have the 601A approved, right? And you sent them the
yes.
notice?
Yes, when I was 601 approved like year back,
Mm-hmm.
then we filed with the NVC the paperwork. Then they documentary qualified me in 2024,
Mm-hmm.
but they haven't still do the interview. And some lawyers saying it's taking over a year, it's taking 15 months. So
Yeah. So, one of the things I want to say is that, yes, this is not 100% accurate. This is what they say, that this is the general guideline from the Department of State. This is the same thing for the I-130s. I have clients
okay,
whose had I-130s take longer. Where do you live, Navi? Where do you live?
state of Ohio.
Ohio? Okay. So do you have I'm guessing you have a lawyer working with you on this, correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay, what again, this is my recommendation to you and your lawyer. Say, hey, look, I really need to get my green card. If the requirement is for me to go back to India and get the interview there, and the website says it's documentarily qualified and they should have scheduled it a long time ago, why are they delaying it? Make an inquiry, document it, have your wife's, congressman, senator, make an inquiry as well, document it. If
we
those if those things don't work, did you guys do those things?
We did contact with the congressman. It's not really helping because when I terminated my case, asylum case, judge give me, which is last week we filed a motion to terminate my case, and he say I'm gonna terminate only the way if you be voluntary departure, and he gives me 120 days, and we asked the judge, the interview not even scheduled yet. He says sorry, I can terminate, but you have to voluntarily
What about
departure.
a motion to dismiss? What about
Yeah,
a motion
he
to
did
dismiss?
terminate my case, yes. But
So you have no case right now with EOIR, correct? You have nothing with
yes, because
immigration court.
when we filed for terminate, he did terminate, but he only terminated. He said, "I'm going to terminate, but you have to get out the country in 4 months, 120 days."
Voluntary departure in 4 months?
Yes, yeah. Then he terminated my case,
So he
and we
did it
asked for
already.
more
So
time, but he
wait,
did
what's
not
going
give.
on? So he did it already? So you now,
Yes,
what do you
yes,
have? Voluntary departure?
yes.
Are you, brother, that's putting you in a tough spot. You have to leave in 4 months then.
So yes, yeah, that's what I was trying to tell the judge. Like, oh, if we can have a more time, he said you file a motion, and I'm agreed to the voluntary. I'm agreed to terminate your case, but I only can give you 4 months. And my lawyer said that's just Ohio judges. They do this way, and I have a 4 month and 9 month. I'm documentally qualified. And pretty much I was in 13 month altogether. I have to get my interview. I haven't do the inquiry
Okay,
yet. You think?
this is one. Yeah, do the inquiry. You can do the NVC inquiry. You can do, you did it with your congressman. The last recommendation I can make to you is, I don't know if you want to try it. You can try it if you have the funds available. You can go to federal court and file a lawsuit. It's called a mandamus lawsuit. You can
Yeah, I
say
heard
that
that.
you looked into that? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I heard of that, but I haven't do my inquiry yet. Do you think if I do the inquiry, can I like my inquiry, can I explain them like, hey, that I'm on voluntary departure, my case is terminated?
I
Can I
think that'll
excuse
help.
this?
That should help. Yeah, try it, because at the
Okay.
end of the day, the goal for you is really to just go there, do your interview, get the green card, visa stamp, get into the USA, get the green card.
Yeah.
But I will be really straightforward with you, Navi. Those are some, you know, there it's tough now under Trump. I've heard stories of people going back and they're supposed to have an easy interview, and the officer there really grills them, and then you could be placed in administrative processing.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
heard that too.
so just be careful. I don't want you to go back and then get stuck there, because that actually, I do a lot of cases where they either straight up do administrative processing post interview. We do those lawsuits, and also I have seen from, I don't tell my clients to do it myself, but I have seen clients who had the 601A approval, and they went back and the officer.
Yeah, and I did my all the process, and I'm on a kind of last thing now, getting my interview. And 4 month I have a voluntary departure. Do you think I have any other option? Or
I don't know, brother. It's like, it looks like this is gonna be really tough. I don't know what else I could really say to you. I would have to set up a time and look at your case. You are going through the riskiest option. What are the other options? Is your spouse in the military? You can do military parole in place, and you can stay here, get the I-94. Because the biggest problem for you is you don't have an I-94, sir. If you have an
yeah,
I-94, you could just do adjustment of status. If you had like some other option that gave you an I-94, military parole in place, sometimes through U visas, you can get an I-94. But you already chose this path where you were going to go outside the USA. So, that's a
yeah.
choice you made, right?
The thing is, we chose the path like 7 years ago, because 601 will take 4 year, I-130 take 2 year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just bad time, I guess.
All
Trump
right.
administration came.
I wish there was, I wish there's something else I could say to you, but
Yeah.
you could go to federal court and that you could force the government to basically, I would file the lawsuit against NVC and the U.S. Embassy in Mumbai. And yeah, I think that could work. At
To
least
get my
force them
interview.
to schedule it, because they should give you an appointment and then you can safely depart. And you could use the argument saying, you know, the immigration judge already issued voluntary departure. Now it's imminent for the embassy to schedule the interview. Otherwise, it's a waste of your time. Okay?
Right. Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right, good luck. Good luck,
Thank
man.
you.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, let's try to bring up some other people. All right, I'm gonna try to look at people, and I'll try to, you know, tell which next 2, 3 people I'm gonna try to bring up and so forth. All right, sister, what can I do for you? You okay, Alam? You want to talk, or you got a lot going on? All right, I think Alam has a lot going on. Good luck.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Do you have a question?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. What can I do for you?
I just. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What's up? Ask your question. Go ahead.
Okay. My question. I applied for my brother. In 2005, I'm an American citizen in California, and I called USA, and they said that the case was approved in 2009. I applied in 2005, and they tell me it was approved in 2009. Did you receive any letter? I said no, I didn't receive nothing. So now it's not in USCIS. I think it went
Yeah.
to somewhere like
No, it's okay. So the process
I
is,
think
Alam.
LBC some.
Yeah, it's, I know what you're talking about, sister. I don't mean to cut you off. It's basically in the National Visa Center, and you're under this category right here called the fourth preference, okay? It's for brothers and sisters of US citizens. So I don't know if you can see my screen. That F4 category for brothers and sisters of US citizens, they're working on cases in you know, 2008. So you said you did yours in 2005?
And it was approved 2009.
Okay, so you got the approval,
it's
in
2005.
2000, you filed it. Okay, so you have the approval in 2009. So you look like you're very close, because right now they're working on cases in 2008. So, you know, it's very possible that in the next year or two, they should be working on your spouse's case. Excuse me, your brother and
I just
sister's
want to
case.
make sure. In USCIS, they tell me I have to send an email to LBC to find out if they have my case there.
Yeah, so
You know.
so I'm guessing you did everything yourself. You have to contact.
Which email I have to?
You're talking about Visa Center, National Visa Center, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So NVC has an email. I'll try to see if I can give it to you right now.
Because it's almost 20 years, you know, from 2005 to now. It's a lot, you know.
Yeah. No, I understand.
It was approved already 2009, and they tell me, did you receive any letter from USCIS? I said no. I said, okay, we sent something for you in 2009, but I didn't receive nothing, and I just called them by coincidence to ask about the case, and they tell me it's already in. It could be in USCIS.
Where's your brother?
You know?
What country is your brother
Center
in?
visa.
What country is your brother in?
Morocco.
Morocco. Okay.
Morocco.
Okay. So here is the general. When you look for it, the general email is nvcinquiry@state.gov. It's NVCINQUIRY at state.gov. You can also contact National Visa Center, you know, and you can contact
Which number do you have? They have a number or no?
Well, they now basically changed it. They don't allow you to really call them. They are now doing what's known as
Only
like,
through email.
yeah, there's really a public inquiry page, so you can make a public inquiry. Okay, it's on the Department of State public inquiry page.
Let me see. Just
I'm just sharing. Okay, just go to oh man, how do I? This is a very long link. Public inquiry. Write it down. Public Inquiry Form,
It's okay.
National Visa Center.
I
You'll
take a screenshot.
okay, cool.
Oh, public.
Public inquiry form, and you have to fill out the information, and then you can
Thank you so
basically do
much.
that. All right, good luck to you, sister. Take care. Bye bye. Bye. All right. I'm gonna pull up. There's a lot of people trying to get on. I'm gonna try to see because more people are adding themselves, and I'll do Abdul, Nelly, and then Abdul, Nelly, and I guess we'll do Abdul and Nelly, and then I'll see who else we can try to get on. Okay, hey Abdul, what's your question? What's up?
Hey, how are you doing? I hope you are doing good.
I'm good.
I
I'm
just
good.
have one question. It's been almost 2 years. I applied for asylum and I got approval like in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just waiting for my green card.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Did you
know
file?
how long is the
When did you
process
file the
take?
I-485? When did you file the adjustment of status?
In 2023,
Mm-hmm. Where do you live?
Nebraska.
Okay. Did you file it yourself or you filed it with a lawyer?
No, with the lawyer.
Okay. So what happened? Did you basically you got the receipt notice? Did your lawyer kind of talk to you about the processing time?
Yeah, he told me like once you get approved from asylum, it should take a year to receive your green card, or you can apply for the green card. So I received my approval, then I applied, and so it's been almost more than a 2 year basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
haven't. When I talked to my lawyer, he always telling me it's been processing, and I know with the Trump administration, it's kind of taken long.
Yeah.
So
So you're more than 2 years for waiting for your green card on the asylum approval, right?
yes.
Okay. And I mean the processing time should not take more than a year and a half. I'll show you guys. So look, what he's talking about is the I-485 adjustment of status based on grant of an asylum at all field offices. It should take about 16 months, maybe a year and a half maximum. So making it. So here's what you're gonna do, Abdul. I'll tell you this. Then I'm gonna have I got to try to get more people through and talk to them. Make an inquiry with USCIS. Contact your I don't know if you have some family members that could contact USCIS or congressman really to say, hey, my case is a little bit delayed. And that's basically it. If you really are tired of waiting and you want to try this, you could contact me and we can file what's known as a mandamus lawsuit. We can sue USCIS for delaying the adjudication of your case. Okay, and if you file that lawsuit, what's going to happen is they're probably going to schedule you for an interview, and that's a really good outcome. In my opinion, it's worth it because if you get the interview scheduled, then they have to make a decision after that. Okay, so if you really don't want to wait, you can basically file that lawsuit.
Okay, so other thing, if it doesn't make it, if like a country wise, does it make it to take long process or no?
It should not matter, but I know people from Afghanistan, people from those countries, they give them a harder time. I have a client from Syria. He had to wait 4.5 years for his green card, and he had asylum approved, and he did it on the approval on that basis, but it took 4.5 years. So we had to file a lawsuit, and only after filing a lawsuit did they finally basically schedule the interview, and he got it. Okay, good luck to you, brother. So if you don't want to wait, you can sue them, but other than that, you're gonna have to make an inquiry.
So, yeah.
All right,
Thank
good
you so
luck.
much.
Have a great night. All right, okay. Oh man, some people are like, Angelito's like, I'm always watching you. I never have a chance. I said I was gonna, let's see, Nelly, if she's still here. All right, I'll do Nelly and then I'll do Angelito. And after that, I'll do, I'll just see how it goes. So Nelly, all right, Nelly. Okay. All right, sister, what can I do for you?
I'm married to a US citizen and I have an upcoming interview next month. But we don't have enough financial evidence because he is disabled. We are both not working, so what we have is a mortgage, and the house is both in our names. That's the only things that we have. So my question is, what evidence we can provide to strengthen our case?
Okay, so first, there's two parts. First part, you have to make sure that you have your husband, who's your sponsor, you know, financial sponsor. He has enough income. Is he your sole sponsor on the I-864, or do you have a joint sponsor?
Co-sponsor. Yes, we do have a co-sponsor.
Okay, so you have a joint sponsor. Okay, that's good. Second, you're talking about evidence of your relationship, right? Like the basically documentation
It's not,
showing.
I think that it's not enough because we don't have much financial things, like we don't have joint things together. We only have like the mortgage. So
Sister, can I'll try to answer the question. I have a video that I just did about the types of evidence you can do. You can get affidavits from friends and family. You can get photos together. Try to do other things like bank accounts or things like that together. If you can't do it, if you don't have that much money in terms of bank accounts, at least have one bank account together where you spend money. Um, and try to show as much of like utility bills, like a gas bill, electric bill, water bill, I don't know, any type of bill showing you and your husband's name. That's going to help you. If you want, I could sit down with you and review your case in more detail and try to prepare you guys. By the way, you also have the right to have a lawyer go with you guys to your interview. Okay, so you can definitely do that. All right, Nelly. Hopefully that helps. I gotta power through and try to get to other people because there are other people asking. But you could message me and we could try to talk more if you call my office and see what we could do. All right.
okay,
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna try to answer some questions. I will bring more people up, but let me try to answer some questions I'm seeing from YouTube. Barbara is saying, how long is it going to take for people in the USA? Really quick, Barbara, for adjustment of status. If it's adjustment of status right now for you guys watching, it's 6 months, sometimes a year, and it's going really fast. Now, some cases I do have that are sitting around and taking longer on adjustment of status cases for like a year that I filed last year. But generally speaking, new cases that are filing for I-13485, we're talking about 6 months to a year. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but they're going really fast. Bilal is saying, is the U.S. still worth it after 2020, 25? It's your choice. We don't have the best economy, um, you know, as it was a couple of years ago, but I still think it's a good economy to make money, provide, for yourself and for others. It's still a good place to start a business. And the other thing that makes America very attractive is that there's ways that if you mess up and you fail, you can always restart all over again. So I think immigration to America is still a good idea for many people. One more question from YouTube is, do you think it's a good idea to travel with my travel extension document while I'm waiting for the removal conditions on my green card? It depends, if your 751, has been pending for a long time and, you're at risk and you're just a little worried that, oh my God, what if I travel and then all of a sudden I get a denial letter? I'm outside the USA, they terminate my 751. If you just filed your 751, then it's okay. Go ahead and travel because they're not going to make a decision within 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. All right, so okay, I'm gonna pull up wherever Angelito was, and after that, I'll pull up. Let's see. After that, I will do Fawad, because I'm just looking at people. Okay. Okay. All right, Angelito. You said you were watching and you never get a chance. So talk to me. What's on your mind?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. What's good? Let's get to the questions because people are
Okay,
like they
okay,
want to ask questions.
okay. No problem. My question is, I have my green card for 10 years, so it's been almost 6 years, 6 years with it. But before I had my green card, so I had a problem with my ex-wife, like domestic violence. So by
Misdemeanor or
strangulation.
felony? Misdemeanor or
Yeah.
felony? And you don't have to give me the details. If you say felony, then maybe we'll talk in private, okay?
Okay. So um,
The
it
felony?
was.
Was it a felony domestic violence?
Yeah, but
Okay, all right.
it
Okay,
was
that's
dismissed.
all I need to know. All right. So listen. That's very serious. You know, felonies are very serious. But you can ask more questions about that. What was your ultimate question gonna be?
Okay, the question is, I got some friends who said that happened before. So you had your green card, and I got it was dismissed, and I got the court paper. Everything was dismissed. And, next day, my wife went there, and then everything was dismissed, and I got the no. It was with no charge. I got everything from the courthouse, and after like 2 months, I was going to do my interview, my first interview. I had my green card for 2 years.
Okay.
And this year, so they sent me my 10 years green card. But my question is, so I want to travel, but I'm scared. So that's
Yeah.
the only one problem.
Okay.
I already applied for expungement also. That's been
Did you?
5 months.
So you've had a 10-year green card. You just got the 10-year green card. How long have you had permanent residence for? Meaning, how long have you had like generally been a permanent residence for?
It's been 5 years and 7 months.
So have you thought about just doing citizenship? You know, like, because I would say if you're in the process of getting the expungement and the charges were dropped for the felony and you weren't convicted, right? Everything was dropped and sealed, correct?
Yeah, that was for it's been 6 years since that was happened.
Okay.
And they didn't charge me.
Okay.
Also, I mean,
So
I
then,
had no charge.
so that's good. So have you talked to your lawyer, or have you thought, or I'm happy to talk to you now, or some point, have you thought about citizenship? Because you meet the general requirements. Because you after that you didn't do anything else, right? No criminal issues after that.
Yeah, that's the only one thing what been happening to me. In 10 years in America, I got nothing. So I got
Okay.
10 years here. That's the only one thing been happening to me.
Okay,
But
all
I
right.
mean,
Well,
I'm
so
scared
listen. Just I know you're scared to travel. I do agree with you that you're somebody who, because of the felony arrest, right? Because you did get arrested,
Yes.
you got charged, and eventually it was dismissed and hopefully sealed, and the process of getting expungement.
No, I didn't have charge. They never. Since that happened, I didn't get any charge.
Okay, all right, and look, I can't tell you right now to travel because I need to sit down with you and look at the documents that you said got dismissed. But if you were working with a lawyer, go to your attorney and say, what are your thoughts about travel? I would say, look, if you were to tell me, if you were to ask me, tell me, Salim, where do you want to go? I would be like, I would probably say it's okay to travel, but just be cautious and go prepared with all of your documentation showing the dismissal, showing that this was before you got your green card and the immigration officer already knew about it and you disclosed it and there's no issues. Some people on here might say, don't even risk it at all. This guy Trump's crazy, and CBP's crazy. They may detain you for no reason, or they may say, oh yeah, there was something else as well. If you want to play it 100% safe, then maybe you do it after you do citizenship. But if you really need to travel, you're always going to be like a small chance of immigration giving you a hard time.
Okay. So how can I contact you? Like, if I wanna like talk to you about,
My
like,
number's
more
in my
details.
profile. You could call our office, call Monday or message, and I'll send you the number. And we could set up a time and just kind of review your situation. In a good 30-minute call, we can kind of review the arrest history, look at the certificate of disposition, what to say, what to bring with you at the border patrol, and how to kind of speak to the officers, because you are going to get questioned. You are going to get questioned when you come back. And by the way, what country are you going to, and how long are you going for?
I'm from Haiti.
You're going to Haiti? Okay. Look, America doesn't like Haiti. This guy doesn't like. Yeah, brother, like, they don't like Haiti, man. You know that? Like, yeah, I mean, I love Haiti, you know, I would love to go, but they don't like Haiti. This administration doesn't like Haiti.
Yeah,
They're canceling TPS and they're trying to get rid of as many Haitians as possible. You know, sadly.
So that's why I'm gonna sit and talk to you, because my mom, she really sick and she old. She old, you know.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to prepare.
Okay, so let's talk, man. You got my heart now. You know, you got to go see your mom. You can't be a. I mean, I understand this is like people are stuck and they can't go see their family, but you have a chance to see your mother, and she's old, she's sick. You'll go see her. She'll bless you.
Yeah, in case something happen. So even I'm not citizen, but if you prepare me, you give me some document. Like I said, so much people say, no worry, it's been 6 years. You never been arrested before. But
I'll tell you how to do it. I'll tell you what you need to have prepared for the flight back, because you are going to get stopped. And also, I'll give you some. Even if we don't get a chance to talk, if you're traveling, I don't know, man. Miami Airport, it's like. They give a lot of people from the Caribbean a hard time at Miami Airport. I also don't like Newark, so maybe you want to fly into an airport that's a little bit like easier. You know, maybe I don't know. Where do you live? Where do you live?
I'm living in Indiana.
Indiana? Okay, so you probably go to Chicago? O'Hare, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
so
that's okay.
I definitely need to talk to you, okay?
We'll talk, brother.
So I know you gotta take other people.
Let me talk to other people, and then I'll talk, all right? Take care.
I will keep in touch with you.
Good
Okay?
luck,
Thank you so much.
and do see your mom. It's important to see her, all right? Good luck. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's why I need to talk to you.
Take care. Bye. All right, I'm gonna try to pull up a couple of people. Who was the other person I said? Okay, I'm gonna pull up Fawad, and then I'm gonna pull up Jessica Jardel after that, and I'll try to see what we could do. And then what I'll do is, I know other people are asking questions here that don't want to speak, so I'll try to answer the questions. So Fawad and then Jessica. Okay, hey Fawad, what's up?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, okay. I thought it was a brother, but we got a sister's face. All right.
This is my husband.
Are you using your husband's account?
No, we have both the same name, Mami, Fawad and Shikiba. So
Okay,
I have
okay.
a problem. Let me explain it to you. I have one I-130 case. I applied for him. I just come last year here in the US. So after 3 months, I applied for him and my case approved. But I'm coming with my father under SIV case.
Okay.
So,
Where are you from? Afghanistan?
yes, I tell the attorney that me and my sister we are engaged. But after I came here, I applied for him as a wife because we had a certificate, like marriage certificate. Because as you know, if we do the NECA, so we can take that certificate.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Wait, Sakiba? That's your name,
Yes.
sister?
Yes.
Okay, listen, if you came on SIV and you said you were engaged, you're implying to the government you are not married. But now you're telling me that you had a nikah and that he was your husband. So listen, I have a lot of Afghan clients. Actually, it's a similar problem for a lot of Pakistani people as well. They're like, oh, we have a nikah, we never registered it. She's my fiance, but she's also, I consider her my wife, but I think the government treats her like my fiance. So you have to be really careful, because if you came on SIV and you told the government, that's special for those of you guys watching, it's special immigrant visa, especially from Afghanistan. You told the government already that this is your fiance, correct? When you
Yes.
came on the SIV.
Yes,
And you
but
told them, wait, hold
unfortunately-
up. I want to ask you another question. You also told them you're not married, correct?
Yes.
Yes, but now you're saying, well, hold on. And I don't mean to do this publicly, but I think this is important, because maybe I'll never get a chance to talk to you. And it is important for you to understand. You told the government you were unmarried when you came on the visa, and you hadn't had a fiance. Now you're saying, oh, I actually that's my husband. So now the government's like, wait, you said you were unmarried when we gave you the visa. Now you're saying you're married. Did you lie to us? So Sakiba, the government is gonna assume that you were either lying, or that he's not your husband and that you are not married. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. So what that means is you can't say one thing to the government to get a visa to enter USA and then say another thing later.
So actually, why not we get our DK?
Why not what?
We take our DK. We are waiting for the interview.
Documentarily qualified? What are you talking about,
Yes.
DK?
Yes.
Sakiba, I'm gonna be real with you. You don't have a question, you have a whole problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't solve an entire problem on TikTok Live. I can't do that.
When I apply, I didn't apply because when I came here, I go to the Catholic churches in the Dallas. They helped me to apply. I didn't understand that.
I know, but you're responsible because you signed off on it. You signed off on it, right? You can't say somebody else filled out the paperwork. Did you put your signature there that this is true and accurate?
Yes.
So what do you want me to say? You're answering the question yourself.
So do you think after this long time process,
Sister, can I, and I really mean it, can I speak to you not with hundreds of people watching, because for those of you guys watching, she has some issues that I don't want to talk with her about on TikTok Live. Do you know what I mean by this, Sakiba? I'm happy to speak to you. I think you have good intentions, but I think you have to know that the government may be saying, maybe you didn't tell us the truth. And you guys, you have to be really careful. You have to be really careful.
We didn't want to take the marriage certificate, but as you know, when Taliban coming in Afghanistan, we cannot go outside without the marriage certification. We do the nikah, but we do not take the marriage certification. But they force us to take that marriage certification after every time we're going outside, they had a problem with us. So we take the marriage certification. We do engagement party. When we apply,
I gotta sit down and talk about your case. This is too. I really mean it, Sakiba. You're asking something so complicated. What you're saying, I need to sit down and look at the order. On your initial application, you listed yourself as unmarried, correct?
Yes.
And now you're saying you have a marriage certificate. So now the government's going to say, why does it say on your marriage certificate that you were married at the time you told the US government you were unmarried? You understand that problem?
Yes. So
that could get you in trouble.
Yeah,
I really mean it, sister.
They told me they're gonna deport me.
Who? Wait, what? Who told you they're gonna deport you?
The attorney say, I already talked about this because I didn't understand that, and they told me if the government know, maybe they reject your case, probably they're gonna deport you also.
Okay, let's not talk about this publicly because you don't want to put that kind of business out there. Can we speak privately, or you call my office and we talk?
Yes.
I don't want you sharing this kind of information on with hundreds of people watching. This is not good for you. And be careful. By the way, you can message me. I'm not going to message you, and don't take any messages from anybody. There's a lot of scammers who watch this, and they could try to use that against you. Okay, so just try to be careful. Okay, all right, sister. Okay, take care. But inshallah, please contact me because we got to talk. Bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna take Jessica and other people, but please, before I take Jessica and after Jessica, I'll take. I'm trying to see. I don't know, whoever this unknown person is. I can't even. Some of the people's usernames literally say unknown, and then after that, I'm gonna do Mia. So guys, if you're watching, you want me to talk to you about your immigration case, please do not share on TikTok Live all this private information about yourself. I had to end that with that other sister because she was sharing maybe too much information that I don't think is good for her to share publicly. So I'm happy to speak to you, um, and she understands her serious. If you're still watching, sister, that you have a serious situation, we don't want to do that where we put all your information and business out there with hundreds of people watching and so forth. Okay, so let me go back because I know, Jessica, you were waiting for a while. Okay. All right, Jessica, we're gonna try to make this quick. And if it's something really private, you don't have to share it. Just
It's
generally.
not private.
Okay,
How are you?
I'm
So
good. What's
me and
good?
my husband has been through the process in total 3 years. We got the I-130 approved. It's been a year for the 601A.
Okay.
Roughly, how long are you think? I mean, of your recommendations, how long are you seeing a turnaround for the 601A waiver?
If you know, one of the first guys before you, I don't know if you joined or when you joined, he was talking about his 601A waiver, and he said it took him 4 years to get approved. Right now, I'm seeing like 2.5 to 3 years. I'll show you the 601A processing time. For those of you guys, you know what it is because you've done it. It's the application for a provisional waiver. So, Jessica, did you talk to your lawyer and go over the processing time? It's 31.5 months. So it's between 2.5 to like 3 years. So you filed it 1 year ago?
July was 1 year.
So what do you want me to say, sister? Like the government's gonna say, hey, look, we're still working on cases that are 2 years, 3 years from now. We're not gonna even touch your case for like until maybe next year.
Right. So, with your recommendation, what do you, with how bad everything is with ICE? I live in New Jersey, and it's pretty bad over here. What documents do you
We're in
recommend?
Jersey. Shout out. I have family in Jersey.
South Jersey.
South Jersey. Okay. All right.
What part is your family?
Old Bridge. Like Central Jersey area. So
It's
yeah.
probably like 40 minutes from me, not
Yeah.
too far.
Yeah. I'm licensed in New Jersey, so I'm licensed in New York and New Jersey, but immigration laws everywhere. I can do that. Anyway, so you're saying that there's a lot of ICE in South Jersey, and you're just concerned about your husband?
Correct. And he works in Philadelphia, which is even worse. So I'm just asking, what documents do you recommend for him to have in the event he comes into a bad situation?
Okay, so I've posted a couple of videos about this. Let me ask a few questions about him. Does he have a removal order?
No.
Okay, that's really good. Number one. Number two, does he have any criminal history or any criminal issues?
He's been here for 22 years, not even a speeding ticket.
Okay, good. Perfect. Did you file the 601A with with the lawyer?
Correct.
Okay, did you ever look into something called cancellation or removal, non-LPR cancellation or removal? Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. This is basically I'll pull it up because actually I was doing live yesterday, and there was a lady that asked me to talk about that. Okay, this is a policy. It's hard for me to explain all the details of this right now on TikTok Live, but it's let me see if I can show it to you guys. But try to see if you can. Oh boy, I know there's a.
Put it close and I'll
Okay.
take a screenshot.
Yeah. Okay.
Make it
All
look
right.
easier.
I'm gonna try to bring it down. I'll try to. I know there's like the ring light. So this is. Try to take a screenshot of this. Okay. And it's called the application for cancellation, removal, and adjustment of status for certain non-permanent residents. Okay. It's the application form is EOIR 42B. All right. Now, what you can do is if God forbid, your husband ever gets arrested by ICE and detained, what he could do is that in he would have to have an opportunity to go before a judge and file an application for cancellation of removal. Okay. So this is a defensive mechanism. It's a defensive posture. So what that means, Jessica, is that you raise this as a defense if the government is trying to deport you. Okay, so for example, if they arrest him and they're like, we're gonna say, what country is he from? Just to out of curiosity. Guatemala. Okay, so if they arrest him and say, we're gonna try to send you back to Guatemala, you're here without status, or you came without inspection. He came without inspection, right? Whatever he came and so forth. He came without inspection, 20 something years ago. They try to send him back. He could file defensive asylum, saying I'm afraid to go back, Convention Against Torture, withholding removal, and he could also file this application. He could say that basically he's been prior to the service of the notice of to appear, which is anytime you guys watching, anytime ICE is trying to remove a person, they have to give you a notice to appear that you have to show up before a judge. Your husband would not be subject to expedited removal. That's the policy where they're trying to deport people without even having them see judges. So they're just trying to dismiss their cases. Your husband's been here for more than 2 years. He wouldn't be subject to expedited removal. He would basically use this as a defensive mechanism to allow him to cancel the removal and do adjustment of status, okay? Your biggest hurdle, Jessica, it's not just you, it's like millions of people, in the United States. They're here without inspection. They're here without an I-94, okay? If he had an I-94, we could do adjustment of status, right? I'm sure you know this already, right? That's the big hurdle. You don't have the I-94 document. And your lawyer's like, that's why we got to do the 601A. He's got to go back, get the visa stamp, and then re-enter the United States. So if he was to be caught up by ICE, not that I'm saying, God forbid anything like that happens. If he was to have something like that happen, he would have a really good defense, okay? And he has to show he has never been convicted of an offense, certain types of criminal offenses, and the removal would result in exceptional and extremely unusual hardship to a citizen's spouse, LPR, parent, child, or so forth, okay? And you warrant favorable exercise of discretion on your application. You did the 601A already, which means that under the 601, you're making the argument that him being outside the U.S. would be an extreme hardship to you, right? Do you have any children in
We
your?
have 4 small children together.
Yeah, so I wish we could affirmatively file this application for you, but we can't because it's a defensive mechanism where if the government was to issue him an NTA, he could raise this as a defense and then do the cancellation and stay in America and get the green card as opposed to going back to Guatemala. Because I'll just say this, and I'll let you ask another question. I don't like my clients leaving the United States. I really don't like it. I know I have never told my clients to leave the United States and go back, but I know some people, they just feel like they have no other choice, and people do it. But the problem is that you get stuck there for a longer period of time, so,
Right.
and I'm sure your lawyers talk to you about that, right, Jessica?
Yes and no, so to speak.
Okay.
We did do the biometrics appointment through PIP. I don't know if they're gonna hold those biometrics appointments for my 601A waiver.
He did it?
My husband said that they said that they were gonna use it for his 601A.
What were the biometrics, like which application were the biometrics for?
PIP.
PIP? Okay, parole in
Yeah.
place? Okay. So you filed it last year when the Biden administration did the parole in place.
Correct.
Do you have
Because
any?
I'm sorry.
Jessica, you guys are awesome people. I'm happy to talk to you. Is there a way you can join the military? Because we could do military parole in place. Can you join the military and just stand on a boat in the Navy or the Coast Guard, and then we can do military parole in place, and your husband doesn't have to leave the USA? Look, the Coast Guard. You're in South Jersey. Just spend a weekend on. I'm only trying to cheer you up. I know it's really tough because that is something for all you guys watching. There is a way if you came over the border without you having to go back. If you have military family members, it has to be immediate family members like a child or basically a spouse. You can do military parole in place. It's the same, application, and it's pretty damn fast. So
It's very hard. It's so stressful, all of this all together.
I know. So, I'll pray for you guys and, keep yourself safe. But like I said, keep ID on you. If your husband has ID, I don't know if he has any ID,
Like the
like,
driver's license.
yeah, keep that. Keep copies of the receipt notices saying that you have an approved I-130, that you have a 601A filed, that you had your biometrics done, and that you're in the system, and that you've done nothing negative or nothing wrong, and that's about it. The other thing I will say is that the I'm sure you've heard about this for you guys watching. Um, the Supreme Court made a really troubling decision where they can actually use race and language as a basis to go after people. So, basically, if you're brown and they hear you speaking Spanish, ICE agents can kind of just come up to you and be like, "What's your immigration status? We're gonna detain you." So it's terrible for me to tell you, to your husband, but he may want to stay away from places where there are other, people that are undocumented. So if he can work in a job that's inside as opposed to working outside, because that's what ICE will do. They'll just, go outside on a construction job site and arrest people, or so you're safer working inside somewhere than outside.
He
Okay.
works for Turkish people inside, so
He works for who?
Turkish people inside. So
All right, good, good. All right, well, good. My Turkish brother's got your back. All right. All
may I
right.
ask one more question? Quick question.
Yes, yes, because we got to get other people.
With the 601A waiver, you cannot apply for a work permit, correct?
Yeah,
If you get a-
sadly, he can't. He can't do it. I know that's like the killer. That's like the only way for you guys watching to get a work permit is if it's connected to an I-485. Or if it's some sort of humanitarian, aspect and so forth. So, yeah, that's that. Did he ever have a work permit?
No, we only have an I-10.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right. I gotta let you go, but it was good talking to you,
I
Jessica.
appreciate you.
I
Everything
wish you the
do,
best.
buddy.
All right. Share and follow, and I do that. All right. Take care. Bye.
All right. Have a good night.
You
Thank you so
too.
much.
You too. Good luck, guys. All right. We're gonna do a couple of people. Okay. Let's go to. There's a person named Unknown. I'm gonna bring him up right now. After that is gonna be Oh My, and I'll try to guys, like, have your questions ready. Ask them really quickly. We can try to get as many people to talk about their cases. So I'll do Unknown and Oh My after that, and then I'll answer the questions on the live. For you guys watching, my number is 718-783-6819. You know, if you call, I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm just doing, the live right now. But you can basically, call us Monday, or you could message us. For you guys on YouTube, I'm doing the live on TikTok. So I don't know, look for our TikTok account. Okay. All right, all right, thank you, Unknown. You were waiting for a while. What's up?
Yeah. Hi, I recently got married on July. My husband's in Bangladesh, and I had filed I-130 with the attorney, but there was a slight mistake when the attorney asked me how long I was there, but I was there 6 weeks, but I told her 2 months. Would that affect anything or delay anything in the future?
So it shouldn't delay, but I would try to go through your I-130 application, and there's a period in there that says how long you were together. Try to get that corrected. Just, did he put that, did he or she, your lawyer, put that on the application? Like you were there for like 8 weeks, 2 months compared to 6 weeks?
Yeah, she put 2 months, and then she sent it out, and I already
Okay.
emailed her, and
Okay.
she said it doesn't delay anything. You are able to fix it once it reached to National Visa Center.
Okay, yeah. So your lawyer is correct. It's not going to delay it, but here's the thing: you have to be a little careful, because when your husband has the interview in DACA, they're gonna ask him like, when did your wife come to spend time with you, and when did she leave? And if they see that your I-130, you said one thing and then he's answering another thing, they could try to use that against him. I had a Pakistani sister who messed up on the dates, and her husband, like his visa got refused. You know, not like a permanent denial, but like an administrative processing, because they said, well, it doesn't look like you have enough evidence, or you don't know anything about your relationship. So it could create complications later on. I would just be aware of it. Tell your lawyer, your lawyer, hey, when we get to that point, can you please send something just correcting this? And then you and your husband just make sure you address it at the interview. Okay? That was a pretty good question. Other than that, good luck to you, sister. All
I
right?
have one more question. Sorry.
All right,
How
what's
long
up?
will the processing be? Like, is it because I heard like my attorney, she technically said 2 years, but many people are saying like 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, look, I don't, there was a guy I was just speaking to before you, and we were looking at the processing times, the immigrant visa processing times. There's an IV processing times that you can check, and it's not 100% accurate, because the guy was like, oh, Mumbai, it says that they are like they're current, but they're not current. On Bangladesh, on this website, on the Department of State, when it's documentarily complete, it says that they're working on January of 2025. Again, this is only when your case is documentarily complete, okay? It's not like, oh, I sent my case there, or got sent there. It's when you're documentarily complete. So they're on January 2025. That's pretty good. That at least it's this year. So that means your case has to get documentarily complete. So if you filed your case this year, the I-130s are taking like a year and a half, and then you might have like another year and a half. So earliest would be 2 years, probably 3 years. Okay.
Okay.
Good luck, sister. Take care. Have a great night. Bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. All right. Oh my, and then Hitam after that, and then I'm just gonna, try to, like, if you guys have multiple questions, just try to pick one, because it's not fair, because a lot of people are like, hey, can we just ask one question? All right. Okay. Hi, oh my.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. What's your question, sister? What's up?
So we have a nikah. I'm Canadian. He's American. I've entered with inspection, I think 5 times since June. I'm now back. I think
You're American. He's Canadian.
No, I'm Canadian.
Oh, you're Canadian. He's American. Okay.
I've spoken. I was just wondering. I'm back now, but we don't want to stay apart. I did come through with inspection. I believe my I-94 probably says 30 days. What's the best approach towards adjustment of status, and what are my risks right now?
Okay, you've been married. How long have you been married for?
4 months.
Okay, when you said you had your nikah, did you register it? Are you like legally married, or are you just Islamically married?
Islamically.
All right, so look, I believe you're married, but the government doesn't believe you're married. You know what I mean by that? Like you can have a religious marriage, but you gotta like, you basically got.
I know, and that's why I'm asking. Like, so now that I'm here, again, because I've gone in and out 4 or 5 times in the last couple of months, I'm just wondering what the best approach is and what are the risks.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the 30-second version of this. If you call me, we could set something up and do like a longer 30-minute where we can.
I did call you. You quoted me.
Okay.
But I had 3 days before I was going to be out of status.
Oh,
that
okay.
one, I was only allowed to be here for 3 weeks.
Oh, do we speak already?
Yeah, we spoke. Yes, I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
I want to retain you. And now I'm.
Yeah, you're in my system. Just send me an email.
I saw you live, and it's the weekend.
Okay,
so
well, don't publicly put your information out there.
I'm not. So I'm
For you guys watching, I think I was like, wait, this is so similar. There's a sister.
Okay, so the last time we spoke, I had 3 days before I went.
Oh yeah. I remember. Exactly. I remember. Wait, well, just without sharing too many details, where is your? Was it?
We're in the DMV. We're in the
DMV. Okay, yeah, I remember now. Okay.
Yeah.
So all right.
I'm gonna retain you.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, well, so generally for people, okay, so now, yeah, what, so you got my number. You have my information. We'll talk more, but generally for you guys watching, and even for you specifically, you want to be smart about how you do it. Remember what we talked about? You want to be smart because you can't say the government, you know, the government
So when
can't
I
be like, your
enter,
intention is
Salim,
to
when I
like,
enter,
yeah.
Salim, when I enter, I always say we're in a long distance relationship because the last time I entered, like they drilled me. This time it was a breeze, right?
Okay, for you guys, can you, for the other people watching, you know, can you tell them, look, this is,
Okay,
she's
you
a
got it. So the
Canadian.
last, I'm Canadian.
They drilled her at CBP, you know, so
They
you can
went through my
imagine.
bank accounts. They went through my phone. And I'm born in Canada, and this was like my 4th trip. They went through my bank accounts, my cell phone. They had me for 2 hours. I passed everything. They asked me exactly the duration of my trip, and I had to leave within that time frame.
Yeah.
I'm retaining this lawyer, but this time I'm retaining him on. It's been 24 hours that I've been back. So now we want to.
You're in the DMV area, right? Right now, you're here in the
I'm
USA.
gonna call you on Monday with my husband.
Okay, all right, inshallah, we'll talk. And yeah, so as you got, so for you and for everybody else watching, you know, people coming into the United States are facing a lot more scrutiny.
It's bad.
Yeah, so and I'm not surprised. You know, I don't know if I told you this, there was another Canadian sister whose like father got the smart idea. Oh, like, you know, go see your fiance. I'm gonna send you with like 5, 6 pieces of luggage, and they were like, "What the hell's going on here? Are you trying to
The
immigrate?"
only advice, if you allow me, the only
Yeah.
advice I'm gonna give people, no matter where you're coming from, is make sure you're 100% brutally honest because you can't tell the same lie 2 times over.
Yeah.
And like, just be honest because if they would have done it to me again and I would have told them lies, I wouldn't have remembered my lie, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's very scary regardless who you are. Like, I'm born Canadian and he's born American, and they just see the traffic in and out. It's quite scary, but I'm going to call you on Monday. We just want to weigh our, because I know, like, we're going to go to City Hall and do it the right way.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, there's no way of us saying, okay, well, this is the nikah from this date. And
I would, oh man, you know, I don't want to draw attention to it. You know, I don't want to draw attention to it. Yeah, I don't want to draw attention to it, you know, either here or wherever. But we're gonna talk in private. I got you. You're my people. You're my client. We're gonna sit down and
I'll call you on Monday with
okay.
my husband for sure.
Okay.
But we want to get the ball rolling now. Like,
Yeah, no, I
we have
agree
29
with you.
days
It's
for that status.
and you know, and I'll just say this for everybody watching, adjustment of status is going really fast. You know, I had a client, we filed his case literally 2.5 months ago. They already scheduled it for an interview in October, and he's sorry. There's kids in the background playing Roblox, going crazy. That's how I keep them distracted. I'm trying to do this, and they're just. Anyways, it's a weekend.
But the thing is, can we talk about like what's uneasy for us right now is when I'm out of status or when they see the adjustment put in, like that's.
Yeah, we're gonna create a plan about that because I've done it successfully for many clients, and we have to kind of tailor it specifically. And we're not gonna talk about the plan we're gonna make with everybody in the open, okay? All right, Omai. So I got you. You know, shoot me an email, and I'll look forward to speaking to you.
I have the text message that I don't know if it was your receptionist with the code and everything.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I got you. So yeah, call that, and we'll definitely touch base Monday. All right, take care.
Perfect. Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye. Bye. Bye, guys. Yeah, so the other thing is for you guys watching, you know, please hold on. I'm going to go yell at my kids because they're going crazy. Or just close the door. Keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down. Okay. So yeah, I was just if you guys watching, please, you know, Omai is an extra. I don't actually know her real legal name. I don't want to disclose any of that, but whatever her username was, she is a client, and I don't like to talk publicly about anybody's information. So we had a couple of people even before her. You know, there's one sister who was like, "Yeah, I might get deported." I was like, "Don't do that. Don't share your information publicly, because you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's recording, you don't know who's gonna all of a sudden use that information against you, whether it's a scammer or somebody else. So, be real careful. I'm also telling you guys, there's dozens of accounts pretending to be me, and I never, you know what? I mean, maybe I take it as a compliment. I never really thought I would be a person that people would want to impersonate, but there's so many people pretending to be me and other lawyers. And I've had to kind of, I can just show you guys right now, like there's so many people using my, profile picture, pretending to be me. And like these fake accounts are going to message, these fake accounts are going to message you saying, oh, you were watching the live, send me $70, $100 by Zelle. So just be careful. There's a lot of fake accounts, and some of these accounts, I don't even know how they have so many followers. It just makes me wonder, how the hell people have all these, with these fake accounts, have all these followers and so forth. So just be careful. I don't want anybody to lose their money, because even it's $50, $100, it's a lot of money. I don't want you to end up giving the money to a scammer, or somebody who really kind of, cons you into getting your private information and then maybe doing more harm and so forth. All right, so I will kind of pull up more questions. I know, Hatem, I'm gonna pull you up, brother, but let me just look at some other questions. If you guys are asking how long this takes, that takes, I have videos that talk about the processing times. I have videos that talk about like the visa wait times. I shared that. Jenna, I applied for asylum in December. Nothing is normal. Jenna, I've seen you. You've come on my live a couple of times. If you file your asylum online, that's probably the best way to do it. You can get a receipt notice. If you did a paper copy, those things are taking a little bit longer. You can do an inquiry. And quick advice. I'll try to, I know there's a lot of people waiting, and I will try to do more of these lives in the evenings, because I do want to speak to people. So let's go to this brother Hatem, and then I'll try to do more quick people. So if I bring you up, for everybody's courtesy, try to be really quick and have your question ready. Okay, Hatem, what's your question, brother?
Hey, real quick, my case just got approved for the I-130. There's the next process, the I-864. There's 3 forms. Which one do I do?
864, the general one, and I'm guessing you are doing visa processing for your spouse or for a family member? Okay, so you have to go to the National Visa Center. Did you get the login information? You logged in and they have it, correct?
Yes, I have the login and everything.
Okay, so the one you have to do is the 864. Don't do the other ones. It's this one right here, the 864. You can download it. You have to fill it out, and then you have to submit it online and so forth. Okay, so for you, it's gonna look like this: 864. And this is the one you're gonna fill out, and you're the principal sponsor, correct? You have enough income?
No, I'm using my brother-in-law because I don't make enough.
All right, so you still have to fill one out, and your brother-in-law has to fill out one, and then your brother-in-law has to say that, he's basically he's just basically the joint sponsor, okay?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to do 2
Yes.
I-864.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. The way is that you're gonna have to first go into the NVC portal. You're gonna have to say, I need to add another person as a sponsor, and then you go forward from there. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you, brother. Thanks for being patient, and also I appreciate you being really to the point. Thank you.
Yeah. No
Take
problem.
care.
Thanks.
All right, that was awesome. He got his question. I'll try to pull up more people. Again, if you have like a super complex problem, like there's a sister, earlier from Afghanistan talking about like, oh, somebody said she might get deported. I can't problem solve that right now. All I could do is probably try to talk about, you know, what the risks are, what the issues are, and so forth. Um, I see you, brother Kutaiba. You've been waiting for a while. Um, I'll try to bring you up, and so I'm gonna do F Nuri, and then Kutai. I'll do Kutaiba. All right. Okay. Brother, sister. Hey, what's up?
Good afternoon. I'm his wife, Kotiba. So
Oh,
if he
okay.
join you, yeah. So he can like explain
I
it
don't know how
better,
do I do
maybe.
this. Okay.
Yep.
So you want to give up your spot for Kutaiba?
Yep.
Okay. I'll do that.
Sure. Thank you.
Wait, maybe I can add other. Maybe I can add two people. Let's
I
see.
think yes.
Let me see if I can add. Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool. You're both on. So we got the husband and we got the wife on the same time.
Yes. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
So basically, me and my fiance. Okay, she lives in the U.S. I live in Finland. All right.
Okay.
So she she have a refugee status. I don't know what
I-94.
I-94, whatever they call it in America.
Mm-hmm.
She applied for the green card, but the green card is still like
Okay.
but she will get it like if eventually.
Okay.
So the question is, we've been together for almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We were planning to get married. She went to America, and I stopped. So all this process and everything. I have a lot of stuff to do in Finland. I haven't finished it yet. So I'm planning to come to America, and we get married there, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
And based on the green card she will have eventually, can I stay in the U.S. and adjust my status based on that?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you some unfortunate news. Based on a green card, you cannot immediately do adjustment of status. If you're married to an LPR, okay, and you're in the USA, she can file the I-130. It can get approved. It's going to take time. You can do adjustment of status if you are on some other type of status that is valid status. You would be eligible for it. But the processing time for I-130 approval and adjustment of status for a non, like somebody who's not a citizen for LPR is much longer. So if you come to the USA, you're going to have to find, Kuteba, you're going to have to find a way to maintain some sort of legal status. It could be a student, it could be a temporary work visa, but you can't come in and just overstay, because the only people who come in and break their visa and then can do adjustment of status are people who have immediate relatives, like citizens, like citizen spouses. But the thing is that if she gets a green card and at some point she becomes a citizen, then it's okay if you overstayed, because then you could.
Years.
Excuse me.
That will take years.
I know. So you gotta have a real plan, and so you gotta have a real plan. You just can't be like, all right, I'm just gonna go to the USA, break my status, and then wait, because it's gonna take a very long time.
I'm talking about adjusting the status, or maybe extend the visa.
Well, what visa would you come on into the United States on?
It's a tourist visa, it's a B1.
Yeah, but those are like 6 months maximum, and then maybe they'll give you like another couple of months if you ask for an extension on a visit visa. There's no such thing as like a 6 month tourist visa, 6 month that allows you to stay for 6 years continuously.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like when she get the green card, can I? Okay, so the adjustment of status, how long does it take? That's the question.
It depends on the category. If you're married to an American citizen, it's really fast. If you watch my videos, like my clients are basically getting it in 6 months.
I'm talking about the green card holders.
I know, for them it takes much longer. It could take years. We're talking about 2, 3, maybe even 3.5 years, because number one, you have to look at the visa, the priority date, the visa bulletin. You're in a different category.
Even if we got married in US, like a American marriage certificate?
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
All right. So one last question to be really
What's
quick.
your current status, sister? You said
Um,
you're in a are you do you have asylum?
refugee. Like I came as a
Refugee?
refugee. Yeah. On the 194 visa.
Okay.
I-94 visa. So as a refugee, I cannot apply for the green card until I get 1 year in
You're 1 year,
US.
yeah.
So yeah. So I just
Were you
like
married when you got the refugee status?
no, we actually like we were like just oh
Okay,
my
so
god.
you're engaged or something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were
Okay,
engaged.
so you're not
But
even
not
legally
official,
married
not
yet.
on papers, not on papers.
You're not even legally married yet.
Mm-mm, not yet.
Not legally
Okay,
married.
all right. So then, yeah, it's everything is hypothetical. You know, so and when you filed the I-485, you said you're unmarried?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So
Or you haven't filed it yet, right? You haven't filed the I-485 yet because you haven't met the 1 year period on the refugee, correct?
I did last week
Oh,
for
okay,
the
so you
green
just
card
met
one.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that biometric thing right now. So I just have one last question. Like, I saw on like when I was searching, I saw like I can get re-entry permit when I get my green card, so I can go like safely go out of America for like up to 2 years. Is
Yeah.
that like correct? Is it
Did
safe?
you apply for a travel document?
Not yet. Can I apply for it right now before the green card?
Well, when you do the green card, you can do the I-131.
Right now, you mean?
Did you said you applied for the green card, right?
Yes, I did, but I didn't get it yet. And I
Okay.
didn't even did the biometric thing.
Okay, what forms did you fill out when you applied for the I-485? Did you file I-131 or some sort of travel document?
I'm not sure actually.
Okay.
I actually like called your office this morning and I asked for an appointment with you
I
or
know it's probably
consultation.
it's just they probably took a message because I guess it's what is it, Saturday? So
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll give you a call back Monday.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll try to make sure my assistant Myra gives you a call and we could try to
Yep.
talk more. Okay?
So,
It's very complicated in the US.
yeah.
Hey, nothing is easy, man. It's only gonna get harder for all you guys watching. Immigration is getting really hard.
6 months it takes in Finland to bring a person, like the whole process.
Yeah, but everybody wants to come to America. It's
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't, to be honest. But
well, listen, some women are worth the sacrifice. So, I don't know her, but you made that choice and now you got to own up to that choice. Okay?
I mean, yeah.
All right, good luck to you. Good luck, guys. All right, so we got two people
you very
knocked out. You're welcome. Take care. Bye, guys. Bye. Yeah, it is taking harder and longer to get into the USA. All right, I know people are, please, I don't know, I wish I could speak to everybody. All right, well, I'm gonna accept this guy Mohammed who's been waiting, and then I'm gonna look at the others. What 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's gonna be next. Hey Mohammed, what's up? What's your question, brother?
Hi, how are you?
All right, okay. All these sisters using mail accounts. Awesome. That's really cool.
Alright, let's join. So I wanted to ask you real quick. Me and my husband got married almost a year and a half. I applied for the I-130 like a couple months after. We didn't really apply right away. But it's gonna be a year till next month. It's at Jeddah and it's been at 6 months for a while. It's on the last step 2 out of 2 since December, and I was asking like,
Okay,
is it
wait,
normal
your
to stay a long
I-130 is
time?
approved? Sister, your I-130 got approved already?
No, not yet. It's still on 6 months, but it's that step 2 out of 2 since December.
I know, and I'm gonna share with you and everybody watching, the USCIS timeline is not accurate because my client would say, "Oh my God, I checked this morning. It's now says 2 weeks. I'm so excited," and then he checks next week. It's like, oh no, they moved it back 4 months. So have you seen it go back and
With our
forth?
case, no, with our case, I've actually noticed like it going down month by month. Like it's
Okay.
always going down. It was from 12, and then it jumped to 11, then just like it keeps going down. But
Okay.
now it's been at 6, and I was just wondering, like,
Okay.
should we just
What
keep it in
country is
Jeddah or change? It's in Jeddah.
okay, what
The
country?
interview?
No, I know, but what country is your husband a national of?
He's from Yemen.
He's from Yemen. Does he have some sort of residency in Saudi Arabia? Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. So keep it in Saudi, then you should be
Because he
fine.
was saying maybe everybody was advising us to change it, but
To
I was
where?
saying no, just to keep
But
it.
where would you change it to? That's the
To
question.
either Egypt, because we're currently here in Egypt. Like me and him were only apart for a couple months, and then we came back together.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying either Malaysia or Egypt, change it to.
Yeah, so if he works in Jeddah, they're gonna schedule it at the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh. You know that, right?
He works in Riyadh,
Okay.
but we just did it in Jeddah.
What do you mean we just did? What did you do in Jeddah?
The interview when they said where we want the interview to be at.
There is no embassy in Jeddah.
Oh really?
Yeah, why did you fill out the I-130 yourself?
Yeah.
Did you pick Okay, hopefully they'll. Why would you pick? No, there's no embassy. Who told you there's
'Cause
an?
I heard that it's either in Jeddah, Riyadh, or Dammam. But he originally
No,
works at Riyadh.
the embassy. Look, the embassy on the Department of State website is Riyadh. U.S. Embassy, it's Riyadh, and they're going pretty fast. So they're on June 2025. This is for immediate relative. I don't know if that's going to be an issue for you. I would basically, on your I-130, I would upload something saying that I listed Jeddah, but I've now learned that the U.S. Embassy that schedules interviews is going to be in Riyadh. So please designate Riyadh as the U.S. Embassy, okay?
Okay, and that won't push things back because I heard that it pushes if you update new evidence. Because I had wanted to update evidence that me and my husband are like, after us, me going back to America, we met up again. But everybody was telling me no, not to do a new advice because that will push the case more back.
No, I know what you're saying, but and how long you been waiting for? 1 year?
Until next month, exactly 1 year.
Okay. Okay, so why don't you do this? Yeah, you don't want to like
October 7th.
you don't want to have them like, oh my God, look at everything and then push it back. When the case,
Can I just
but
wait since it's at 6 months?
my only worry is that on the I-130 for all you guys watching, and even for you, sister, the I-130 requires you to designate the embassy. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's a specific question that says, and if you fill out the wrong embassy, it could it could create some complications. So
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
yeah, so if
I
you
really thought that Jeddah like it had an embassy there.
yeah, but it may have an embassy, but it's not the embassy that does the visa processing.
Yeah.
So what I want to show this to you and to other people as well. You wrote, it was probably question number 62A, right? On I-130. Well, you did it online. So for you guys watching, it says that the beneficiary will not apply for adjustment status in the U.S., but he or she will apply for an immigrant visa abroad at the U.S. Embassy or consulate in. So you said Jeddah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you pick Saudi Arabia, then hopefully they're smart enough to realize, okay, you know what? Riyadh is the embassy in Saudi Arabia, so it should be okay. So, again, I don't know your name, but just you'll be. I think you should be okay. But just
So I shouldn't change it or anything.
just leave it for now because you did say Saudi Arabia. If anything, I would, when it gets approved, I would want to make sure that it's being directed towards Riyadh. Okay? So when the I-130 gets approved, you get a welcome message. from the National Visa Center saying now you have to start visa processing. At that point, you can probably notify them that he has legal status and he has some sort of residency in Saudi Arabia, and that's where we want the interview to take place.
Currently, his iqama expired. Is that fine?
No, that's bad. So what's his
Does that
status there?
affect it?
What's his status in Saudi Arabia then?
Currently, right now, it's expired. He's not there no more.
So
We're
then
here,
there,
we're in Egypt. For like
does
a
he
little
does he
vacation. He's
even?
planning on going back 2 months.
They're
from
gonna
now.
send it. Then they're gonna send it by default to Djibouti.
Oh, really? If his iqama expires?
Yeah, because they're gonna say he doesn't have the legal ability to or residency to stay there.
Okay, I'll just have him renew it.
Yeah, try to do that, okay? And there's new information that came out that says that when they're, here, sister, I don't know if you can take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna try to, put it close to you. I don't know if you can take a screenshot. Do it.
All right.
So it says this is the new guidelines from the Department of State that says adjudicating, like visas and so forth. They are going to be looking at, the person's residency, especially non-immigrant visas. Yours is an immigrant visa, so this may be an issue for you as well in the future, because a lot of these things that they're rolling out with non-immigrant visas, they may start rolling out those things for immigrant visas. Okay.
Okay, will I be able to contact you? Because you have your number, but I can't call you since I'm in Egypt currently.
Yeah, sure. You can send us a message and you can email us. And we could send you a link and we can set up a time. We can do like a Zoom meeting so you can be there in Egypt and we could try to see what options are available for you. Okay?
All right, thank you so much.
All right, good luck to you guys. Hey, last thing I'll say to you, because your husband's Yemeni, they're going to ask a lot of evidence at the interview, okay? So be prepared.
Definitely.
Do whatever you got to do. Be prepared. Have a lot of documentary evidence, okay? Good luck to you guys, all right? Be safe. Be well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. So yeah, for you guys that are international, you can also schedule a time with me. We can do Zoom meetings. Be careful about like people saying we have like a WhatsApp message. I don't really use WhatsApp. We just use email and just like call our office and so forth. Okay, I'm trying to find that whoever that person was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh no, maybe she left. I'm looking. Oh, I found you. Okay. Okay, hey, you're on. Wait, did she?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you to just choose me.
Okay.
I have a question. My dad and mom, they came from Afghanistan with a parole visa.
Yeah.
And they applied for asylum, and their asylum got denied. I'm not sure for what reason, because they didn't say anything. And I'm a USA citizen. I applied for them for I-130 and 485.
Yes.
And they receive a receipt number for I-130, but not for I-485. When we call, they say, we did not receive the I-485 form. If you want, you can just apply again. And when we try to apply again, we just send it with the medical exam and anything, and it just got returned because they said the payment doesn't match for the form.
Okay, so
The full,
who did you do it yourself or with a lawyer?
No, we did by ourselves.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do, sister. I know the problem you have. They gave you a receipt notice for the I-130, but now they got the 485, and they're saying, what is it connected to? Did you attach a copy of the receipt notice for the I-130?
Yes, we
You
did.
did you show to
Yeah.
them that it was a adjustment of status petition and that that's what the
Yes.
485 fee is for? Yes?
Yes.
And they still sent the whole packet back? Immigration
Yes,
sent
the whole
everything back?
package back, and they opened the
The
medical
medical?
exam and everything, and they said if you wanna send it back, you have to put the original envelope for
The medical.
the medical exam, and you can send
Oh
it
my
again.
God. I'm sorry. Yeah, immigration does that a lot. I've had them, send things back to us and we have to resend it back to them saying, we did give you this. This is the correct thing. Uh, I mean, I would
We
you
must
try
choose
to do
like
try to do it
what
again.
exam.
Try to do it again. You have to do the 485 fees. Did you have the
We
exact
did
matching 485 fees?
$1,440.
Yeah, that's correct. Did you also try to apply for something else, like a work permit for them?
No,
Why not? You should do it.
the same package.
You can do it in the same package. You can do it. Yeah, it's good to get it because the humanitarian parole for them is going to expire and they're not going to have a work permit valid. So it's best to
Yeah,
do a new work
their
permit.
parole will expire next month, and also the work permit too.
Okay. So listen, refile it again. I know immigration is making a lot of mistakes, but don't give up, okay? And
Yeah, we did.
for
I
you
did
guys
try.
watching, like Duao's saying file it concurrently, she can't because she already filed the I-130 and they rejected the 485 or they didn't get processed the 485 at the same time. Now she has to do it individually because she has a receipt notice for the I-130, but she has nothing for the 485. So there's nothing we can really do now other than just keep trying to resubmit it, and inshallah, you should get it sooner or later. Okay?
And what do you think if their parole visa will done next month? How we can get like work permit? Can we apply for work permit without the approval for I-130 and 485?
Yeah, you can do the work permit with the 485 application. You can do it, sister. You can do it at the same time.
But we did online. I did online for my dad, and we just received a receipt. We will work on it. But
For what application did you do online? Which application?
it was, I just forgot.
Look, to my knowledge, unless they change something, the 485 is filed in paper.
485 I did with the paper, yes.
Yeah,
and
but
we still with the
But when you
UCI.
file the 485, when you file the I-485 adjustment of status for permanent residence, you have the chance to file the work permit with it at the same time.
Okay, if not, it will be not approved.
Well, no, if you file it later, it's just do it now. Why? I mean, it should get approved, but this is your chance to do it simultaneously.
Okay, but what do you think for the fee? Because we didn't submit any fee for I-130 because
I know for Afghan people they waive the fee, but now I don't know if that's still going to be around. When did you file the I-130?
5 months ago or 6 months ago.
Yeah, I think they may be changing that because I know that was something that they were not charging the Afghan people. So
yeah, that's why we didn't submit the.
But you still have to pay the fees for the other applications, even if the I-130 is not being charged.
I submit for 485 the amount, and it's got returned 2 times. We submit 2 times for my mom, for my dad.
I don't know what to
and
say.
also-
Can I set up a time to look at the documentation? Because at this point you've been wasting money on just getting new medical exams. And it's just a small fee to review the case to understand what seems to be the issue. Might really help you guys. All right.
What we should do?
I have to see why you keep making this mistake. You're mailing it to the correct address that's for adjustment of status, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So then I can't understand why it's being rejected over and over again. You know, like I don't understand why it's being rejected, especially when they're saying the rejection letter is saying that what is the rejection letter saying? That the fee is
It's
incorrect?
the payment, yeah. You select the payment, it's not correct payment.
Okay, did you write a check or did you give a money order? What did you do?
We just put our credit card.
Okay, then maybe that might be an issue. You know, I try to do checks compared to, you know, credit cards because if you mess up the credit card or the authorization or something else, you know, I'm not really sure what's going on there. You know, so I avoid credit cards because you never know um, about the credit cards. If, you know, last thing you want is it to be declined on a government case. You know, I try to do checks or money orders. All right, try sending it this time with a check that has an account with enough money. Okay.
Okay. And can you just last question? Thank you so much for all your information.
All right, but we
Just
got other people because you've asked a lot of questions.
can you just tell me what is the right address for them?
I can't send it right now.
Thank you so much.
I can't
Thank
send
you.
it like I would. How am I going to do that?
Thank you so
You
much.
have to
Thank
go to the
you.
website, sister. You got to go to the website. All right, good luck to you. Take care. Bye
It's nice
bye.
to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let me answer some questions on the people on YouTube. Um, all right. Hey, people are asking. I submitted the I-130 with my American husband. Do I need to do the 485 right away? You don't have to, but if your husband is in the United States, you can do the adjustment of status if he's eligible for adjustment of status, meaning he has an I-94 document. If he doesn't, then you know you have to look to see why he doesn't. Okay, Mr. Rahman saying I have an I-130 for my wife who's in India now, and it's been 15 months without any response. How long is it taking? I was just showing people it's taking up to 17 months for the I-130. And you know, so that is taking a little bit longer and so forth. Also for you guys, like I said, you know, try to limit your questions to like one or two, because I've been doing this for like a couple hours, and some people we went for like 15 minutes with them, and I can't answer all the questions, especially like if you're like, well, give me the exact address right now. I really can't do it. Let's try to take a couple of people. And then I'm also getting tired and I gotta call it a night. But if you follow me, I'm gonna try to do more of these during the nighttime, at least in New York time. And you know, we'll try to, you know, try to get these questions in. Okay, there was one guy who's like, please, I've been waiting for a while. I can't find that guy. Okay, all right, let's just pick this. Okay, Aiden Auntie.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question? What can I do for you?
My question is, I found from my husband and my stepson. They both have the same name, but different middle name. But I get back an answer, but they schedule my stepson, which is 3 for a biometric. What's my next step?
Okay, so what did you file? The I-130 and the I-485?
Yes.
Okay, so they didn't schedule your husband, but they scheduled your stepson for a biometric?
Yeah, the 3, and he's a baby, 3-year-old.
Oh, maybe they made a mistake. Here's what I would do. Go on the day of the biometrics with your husband and the stepson and say, hey, we just want to make sure, you know, like we have the right person. So both people are here. Who do you want to do the fingerprinting of? And at that point, they'll tell you, oh, okay, you know what? It actually is your husband and not the baby. Okay, so that could be an easy fix. You know, because you said that they both have the similar name or same name?
The same name, but different middle name.
Okay, and the biometric notice doesn't say the middle name?
It says, yes, it said the baby old name, first, middle, and last name.
Oh, then All right, take the baby. I mean, they sent it to the baby, so take the baby. And then maybe he might get his next. All right, don't miss any of these appointments. All right, good luck to you, sister.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for
You're
your help.
welcome. You're welcome.
All right. Yeah.
Good luck. Um, I'll try to see. I think the people that are waiting all the way at the bottom are the ones that are waiting the longest. Okay, JJ Malik, what's good, brother? I guess.
Sister.
Oh, sister, you know, it's funny. Okay, I want to share this to everybody, not just you. I'm trying to rotate. I'm like, all right, I'll pick a brother, I'll pick a sister, I'll pick. So it's funny to me because I'm like, all right, this looks like a brother. Let me take this. Last 3 times I've done it, it's all been sisters who've shown up. All right, what's good, sister?
Because it's Janet Malik.
Beautiful name. I love it.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm a born American citizen. I just want to know if that helps with the I-130, which I actually got approved, and I did all my NVC documents for my husband, and we all submitted it.
Where is he right now?
September 8th.
Which embassy is he?
Pakistan.
Okay, so Islamabad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, so I looked on the NVC. It said there are.
Are you documentarily qualified? Is your case documentarily complete for Islamabad?
We did it through a lawyer.
Okay, but did you get an email saying that everything is submitted and everything is complete?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened? So what's, so what did lawyers say?
Sorry, say it again.
You said that everything is submitted, everything is complete, correct? You said
Yes,
you
for
said
the NVC, right?
yeah. So right now, from what they're saying, they're on November of 2024 for cases in Islamabad. So your husband should have an interview coming up soon. You know, if your case has been complete. When did your case get completed? Last year or this year?
This year.
Oh, okay. So he may have he may have to wait one more year before his interview gets scheduled. But you never know.
So they don't.
Go ahead. So they don't what? What's your question? I don't know if I lost you.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah. So they don't what? What's your question?
Is it? They don't prioritize like born and raised American citizen, or is all the same?
Look, that would be messed up if they said, well, we're going to give people who are born in America higher priority because you're the same type of citizen as somebody who's a naturalized citizen. Are you trying to skip the line? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I know you're just trying to do whatever you can to get your husband here. Listen, if you want, try to work some sort of like expedited request, you know, try to see what you could do. Be like, you know, I can't live without him. I feel like I'm gonna die, you know, like, or I've got a complicated pregnancy and I really need my husband, or something else, you know, it might work.
Okay, but
You
if
know,
it's a year, another year maybe.
yeah, I'm sorry. You know, hang in there, hang tight. You know, you guys will be okay. Where do you guys live? Where do you live?
Staten Island.
Staten Island. All right, shout out to Staten Island. I used to live there for a while, and then I moved because I can't take the fighting for parking. People fighting like crazy for parking. Yeah, parking spots.
Parking.
No. It depends in that the people want to park in front of their house and they don't want to park in their driveway. You know,
Brooklyn is horrible.
yeah, I
I
know
hate
that
parking
that's
there.
true. That's true. All right, Jannat, good luck to you, sister. You should be fine. You know, I will say this, show up prepared for your husband. Well, not you. Show up prepared. Have him show prepared for the interview, okay? Because a lot of people in Pakistan, they get their cases placed into administrative processing, which is 221G. And you don't want to have that happen to your husband because then you'll be just more upset about the delays. So show up
Do you
prepared.
think I should go with him to the interview, or is not necessary?
When's the last time you saw him?
Literally,
I came back a week ago from Pakistan.
Okay, so you go back and forth a lot. You spend a lot of time with your
Yeah,
husband.
summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. It should be fine. I don't know if the embassy in Islamabad is letting people actually walk in. It's not, I'm not really sure. I think they usually, to my knowledge, they just do the interview with the immigrant applicant. They don't let you actually walk in and say, look, I'm the American citizen wife, you know, like, let me in. They may let you in to talk to the other people, but they may not let you walk in and basically into the interview. So he's gonna have to do it on his own. All right. Good
That's
luck to
fine.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck. Thank you for waiting, Jenna. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. We're gonna try to pick a brother now because I think we've had like 3 sisters in a row. I may. All right. Okay. Ali. Last time I checked, Ali was still a male name, but okay, Ali, what's up? What's your question, brother?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, hey, Ali, what's your question?
Hey, I'm here on what do you call it? The R1 visa. My wife sponsored me.
You're on an yeah, it's an immediate relative visa, IR visa. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to apply for naturalization,
Mm-hmm.
and my question was that I had overstayed before on my
Okay.
visa,
Okay.
which was in 2006. I came to US, and I went back to. I was in removal processing. The removal with the immigration.
Proceedings. Okay. So what's the question? You've had a green card now for at least 3 years, right?
Yeah. So it's gonna be 3 years in November.
Okay.
And I'm applying now because you can do it.
Yeah, you can do 2 years and 9 months.
The
Yes.
3 years.
Yeah, so what's the question,
Yeah.
brother?
So my question was that so I had in the removal proceeding, I was ordered to be removed to Pakistan, but I had left already, and I didn't go to that last hearing. But it was in my absence that that the judge ordered me to be removed to Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
But I went through the whole NVC process, and I was in Pakistan for almost 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now I was just curious that would that be a problem when I go for my interview?
It should not be a problem. I had another client with a similar situation who is from Afghanistan. They tried to raise an issue saying that you have a removal order. We were able to argue, they first denied his N400. He did it himself. He came to me with the denial, and I filed the N336, which is an appeal basically on the denial of the N400. And we went before USCIS and said, hey, look, you already gave him the green card. You knew he had a removal order, meaning a deportation order, but you gave him the green card. So now you can't hold that against him because when they give you a green card, they are basically admitting you into the United States. So they can't say like, oh, well, we should have never given you the green card. You did it. You gave it to him. It was a non-issue. They shouldn't hold it against you. So if I were you, I would be ready to fight if they try to say, well, you have a long time ago, we have a deportation order against you. Somehow you got the green card, but now we're gonna deny your citizenship because we checked your history. I would fight that, brother. And I think you can win. I have won those cases, and to my knowledge, the case law is in your favor. Inshallah. All right, Ali. Good luck to you. Be prepared. File your case, and then just be prepared. Maybe take a lawyer with you to the interview. Where do you live?
I live in Long Island.
Oh, you're gonna have the interview in Holtzville. You know that office, right? The Holtzville office.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've gone there. They do interviews pretty quickly, So I've gone to that office for citizenship interviews. They have good officers there. I think you should be okay.
Because of like the current situation.
Excuse me? Yeah, no, I agree with you because technically there is a deportation order in your name, but you have good reason to show that, hey, they should have never deported you, or they should have never issued the deportation order, because you had basically you left prior to the issuance of the deportation order, correct?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so you have a really good
And
defense.
I have the ticket and everything.
Yeah,
that
are you
was
doing the
filed.
case yourself or are you doing it with a lawyer?
Yeah, so my wife actually filled up all the forms for the I-130 and the whole NVC process.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And yeah, and that went smoothly.
Yeah, I mean it shouldn't be an issue, but obviously, under this administration, they're using anything to try to they could try to use it against you. So be careful, all right? Okay, you should be good, Ali. If you need my help, you could message me in the future. Just follow me. I don't always ask. I don't tell people to hire me all the time because I'm like, all right, I think you should be okay. You don't really need a lawyer, and ultimately, you save the money and you'll be fine, inshallah. Okay.
Okay.
All right, brother. Good luck to you.
Contact you if I have
Yeah. If you need it, I'm here for you. Good luck to you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons, guys, if you're watching, it's one of the reasons I do the live, because sometimes it's good for me to be able to share with people. I think you're okay. You don't need a lawyer. Look, I don't, save the money, keep the money in your own pocket, give it back to our immigrant community. You don't always have to pour thousands of dollars into lawyers for something that you don't need to. That guy has a little bit of a unique situation, because I don't know how that happened, but apparently he wasn't even in the US and they issued a deportation order against him. But he has a really good defense because he was like, I wasn't even in America and now I got the green card. So, it shouldn't be a barrier for his citizenship, but under a Trump administration, you never know what they're going to try to pull. All right, so I'm gonna answer some questions for you guys watching on YouTube. My number is in our page. It's 718-783-6819. I'm gonna just answer some questions here. Somebody's asking, I'm a green card holder and my wife don't live in the USA. Should I wait when I'm a citizen to do the I-130 or do it now? I would say file it now, and when you become a citizen, it will go a lot faster. I always recommend people starting their case now and so forth. Govken on YouTube's asking, when pending asylum got EB2 NIW, can the new USCIS rule affect me for third country consular processing? Yeah, there is some new rules about that. I would need to know a little bit more information. If you pending asylum got EB2 NIW new rule, yeah. So the EB2 NIW national interest waiver. If you're trying to do adjustment of status in the USA, it's something you have to be aware of. That's a tough one. I got to talk to you in person and so forth.